To end the week here, let's talk about crypto, right? Things have been going crazy. I already talked about my plan on Wednesday for it from some of the discretionary trades where, the systematic trades, they're doing just fine, right? We're weathering the storm as we should, and we'll have a whole new batch of trades for StatsEdge Pro members on Sunday. So if you're not signed up to StatsEdge Pro, you should, because come Sunday, you'll have a whole trading plan written out for you with all of the entries and exits emailed directly to you. You can do so over at StatsEdgeTrading.com. But I just want to take a look at the crypto side of things because as I mentioned, I did a little series where I am building these crypto strategies and I am still working on them. But from the discretionary side of things, I wanted to see here is the world actually coming to an end, and potentially what we could look at here from the crypto side of things. So for the first time in a while at 69,000, I bought a little bit of crypto, kind of with my own personal money, my own discretionary money. And the main reason for it is how far we've fallen, and then we've gotten into this zone right here. And everybody hates crypto right now, and I love it when everyone hates it. Now, the one thing I wanted to point out, and if you take a look at these highlights that I have here, if we go to the weekly chart, is Bitcoin doesn't V-bottom. So I'm not expecting that to happen. It's not like you have a sell-off and then you have a huge bounce and a rip back through. Could that happen? Yeah, absolutely, right? Anything can happen. I don't know what's going to happen. All we're doing is making educated bets, but we generally don't see that in the crypto space. We generally see a sell-off, a long prolonged, we're on a weekly chart, right? So this is from February until September. So we see these long prolonged bear markets, and then we move higher again. And back here, again, sell off, a long prolonged bear market, and then also right here. And then we saw that right here, and then not really a bear market, but we chopped around here for years. So I'm not expecting to buy it here and to take a nap and then double my money and it's back to 126,000. What I'm saying is that this is a zone that I'm going to start potentially adding some money into the cryptocurrency space. What I wanted to show is, things like Solana is much worse, is below those prior cycle highs, just randomly. Mana, which is something that I was interested in before. These things are on their way, if not going to zero here for things like Mana. And that's why when you get a big discount in the stock market on quality names, say let's look at Meta, right? So Meta, a lot of people forget, in 2022 went down like 70%, right? From high to lows, yes, 80% drawdown. When you get a really high quality name that's getting exploded, that's sometimes a really good time for the investment hat to come on and say, I'm gonna dip some money into Meta, and I'm gonna understand that it might take me 5 years plus to get it back. In this case, it was back in like a year and a bit, but or to get to that new all-time high. But these are the moments where, on top of what I do systematically for trading and investing, I just want to throw a little bit of money around. And the way I'm going to look to do that is by looking for relative strength in relation to Bitcoin. Because Bitcoin is, the digital gold, it's the gold standard. If Bitcoin goes under, crypto doesn't exist anymore at all. So how are you doing relative to Bitcoin? So let's just use that Mana USD divided by Bitcoin and look at that chart. And you can see awful, right? This thing has really never outperformed Bitcoin for its entire life, all the way down to new all-time lows here. However, the other guy in the room here is Ethereum. So Ethereum is another one that I'm looking at. It's had the high end of 5,000, you could say, and then the low end of this 1,000. It's kind of in the middle of that zone right there at 2,000 right now. This is another one that I'm interested in, but for me to really get involved, what I want to see, well, that relative chart in relation to Bitcoin, right? So this is Ethereum versus Bitcoin right here. So this is what happens if you take Ethereum and basically divide it by Bitcoin. So if this line goes up, Ethereum outperforms Bitcoin. If this line goes down, Ethereum underperforms Bitcoin. And it's kind of just hanging out. A little bit of a downtick over the last handful of days, but not like that Mana chart where just completely and utterly bloodbath falling apart. There's really no reason to invest in a Mana versus Bitcoin. And the same with a lot of these coins. So what I'm looking for, ideally, is this chart to tick back up. And if we start getting back above these prior lows right here, then I think that is the area in which I'm going to start leaning into the Ethereum side of things. That's where my focus is. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, maybe you could do a Ripple, but big coins. Because in flush out events, in washout events, you essentially get rid of all the junk that no one needed anyway. And that seems to be what's happening here. You know, we've done a lot of fun about meme coins and fart coin and all that, and maybe some of these meme coins will come back. If they do, we'll pay attention to them. Maybe you will start to see a best of breed coin, meme coin come out, and you can take trades off that. If so, we'll take trades on them. But that's my plan, is right now I'm just going to go through on the weekend and compare every other cryptocurrency to Bitcoin. When we see Bitcoin starting to kind of put in a bottom and chill out, if it's going to do the way it did in the past, where it's going to take a long period of time to do, then I think you're going to have some time to sit there and look at the coins that are starting to outperform Bitcoin. Those are the ones that I'm going to really want to pounce on from the discretionary side of things. From the systematic side of things, where I do most of my trading, I'm still working on these systems. They've survived very well in this market, which is great. We've seen a lot of turmoil in the cryptocurrency market recently, and the fact that these systems have survived that means that very soon they're going to be public for StatsEdge Pro members. So if you want to go to StatsEdgeTrading.com, you want to take your crypto trading to the next level where you trade it systematically, go check it out there. Until I talk to you guys next time, get away from the screens.